Are you looking to buy a house? You're hearing that the market is cooling off and turning in your favor, and you're wondering if now is a good time to buy? Stick around. This video is for you. Hey, what's up everybody? It's your mortgage expert, Brian McCauley here. So the housing market is still insane, but it's just not quite as insane as it was 60 days ago. I think that's a good thing. If you're a buyer out there, you're actively looking for a home, whether that have been 3 weeks or 3 months. Things have cooled off a little bit more in the past month, and there's more inventory on the market. More inventory on the market coming in the summertime is normal. I think this is a good thing, right? I represent the buyers. I want our buyers to have a good opportunity. There's so many people out there that are pre-approved, that are great individuals and families that are well qualified. They just can't get their hands on a house, and that's so unfair given what we've been going through for the past 24 months. So I have noticed personally, things have cooled off a bit, at least on the major demand side. Now, I think a lot of this has to do with price point as well. So let me give you a couple examples of what I'm seeing. Houses with the price $400,000 and under, it's still a frenzy. It's still very hard to get a house. I think it'll still be very hard to get that house just because there's a ton of people in that income bracket and all those people are going to the same properties. Any prices between $450 and $750 is a little bit easier, not a lot, but a little bit easier on the multiple offer situation. Where there was 10, maybe now there's 5. When you get anywhere from $750,000 sales price to 1.5, it's softening even more. And then when you get 1.5 and above, it's softening even more. So why is all this happening? Well, I think interest rates continuing to rise is scaring people. Now, for me personally, as a mortgage advisor for 16 years, I'm not concerned about the rates for 3 reasons. Number one, historically, interest rates are still very low. I know they were 2.99 at Christmas and they're probably in the low 5s right now, and that's a 2.5% jump in a 4-month span, but hey, there's not a whole lot we can do about it. When you look back and have perspective, a 5% interest rate is still healthy on a home loan. Second thing about that is there is going to be a drop in interest rate sometime in the future. I don't know when in the future. I would say best case, in my opinion, 12 to 13 to 14 months. Worst case, probably 24 months. So just understand, if you buy a property today with a 5% rate, you don't love it, think about it like a short-term play. It's a bridge loan, right? It's there to get you the keys to get your property. That 5% is not going to stick forever. You're not going to keep it for 30 years. When the refi boom does happen, anywhere from probably 12 to 24 months, everybody, including existing homeowners and hopefully new ones, are going to refinance back down from a 5 to a 4. So the third thing why I don't care as much about the interest rate, again, is because I want to look at the total cost of the transaction. Meaning, if you were looking at a $400,000 house today at 5% and you said, hey, I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait until interest rates drop back down to 4%, Brian. I just don't love the payment. It's just something I want to do. I understand the logic behind that. What I would tell you is if that happens in 18 months, that $400,000 house is probably going to be more like 420 or 425, maybe even 430. So what you're going to save on the interest rate, you're going to pay more for the house. They're going to offset each other. So what I prefer for you as a client to say, hey, this is what you need to do. Buy the house now at $400,000 at a 5% rate. Hold it. Have a house to call your own, and then wait it out. When rates drop down from 5 to 4, you can refinance and save yourself a lot of money on the payment long term. What you will gain by doing it now is that $400,000 house will now be worth $425, $430. So you will have gained $25,000, $30,000 in equity. That's a big deal. One of the biggest benefits of being a homeowner is appreciation, return on investment, right? It's one of the easiest ways to create wealth when you don't have tons of cash. Buying a house, holding a house, and waiting for it to go up is a big thing. So if you're in the market now, I want you to pay attention to a couple of these tactics. The other thing I want you to pay attention to when people say, why is it cooling down? How long is it going to stay? Is now the time? We still need to take a look at the population increase in the surge coming into Texas. Respectfully, Texas and probably Florida are the 2 states that got it right during all the madness of COVID and everything else. Economically, things are still very clunky. Things are still getting very expensive. None of us, including myself, know what the back half of the year looks like. And so people and businesses want to go to places that are life-friendly, business-friendly, economically friendly, and Texas and Florida have it right. So the population surge and the people count is the number 2 thing that you got to pay attention to on what's going to drive housing demand. The projection for DFW, which is like 45 square miles from here to Fort Worth, we were at 6.9 million at the end of 2021. The projection by 2030 is that DFW will have 10 million people. So that's basically 3 million people that they're going to bring to DFW all across the country. And my question is, where are they going to put all those people? That's why I think the housing market's not going to cool off a whole lot. And when you have these slices of reduction in the madness in the market, it's a great time for buyers to look at an opportunity to grab that house, right? So pay attention to the population insurge. Once that slows down, I think you'll see a bigger change in the housing market, but I don't think you're going to see a whole lot more than what's happening now. All this fear about a crash, I think an economic correction is definitely coming. Specific to the housing market, I don't know. Outside of the individuals that are migrating here, businesses are now migrating here a whole lot more because it's a very, very business-friendly state. And so as the businesses continue to come, they create jobs. Jobs obviously create more people to take the jobs, which is an additional influx of population. So when are people going to stop coming here? I don't know. I think economically, when things get balanced and people have more opportunities in other states, that will change. I personally don't think that will change for 12, 24, maybe even 36 months. So I think what we're seeing now is the new norm. I just think there's highs and lows, right? The highs were when the rates were at 2.99. The lows are probably right now, and I think this is about the lowest it's going to get. But as a buyer, I would really look at an opportunity going into the summer. Things have cooled off a little. There's a lot more inventory, so it gives a lot more of our clients opportunities to go look and buy. The last piece I want to talk about is the strategy and the structure as a buyer, and the smartest way, in my opinion, that you should think of buying if you're looking at a property and you're looking to make an aggressive offer on the property. So if there's a $500,000 house out there and you're a buyer, house has been sitting here for a week, 2 weeks, $500,000, let's offer $480,000. Don't offer $480,000 on that house. I would offer $500,000 full list price, and I would ask for the $20,000, not off the price of the home. I would ask for $20,000 in closing costs for 2 reasons. Number one, that $20,000 will cover all your closing costs and some, and will save you a ton of cash. The second reason is you're going to have some leftover closing cost credits from the seller that you can use to buy down the interest rate. So if you're interest rate conscious, hey, if you get that home at $480,000 and take $20,000 off the price, and that interest rate's at 4.99, your payment's probably going to be $2,500. If you get that $500,000 house with the closing costs paid for, you use that extra $10,000 to buy down the rate to 3.5%, your payment's going to be $2,200. That is a $300 difference in the payment for you taking the $20,000 in a closing cost credit and concession versus off the price of the house. So the structure on the offer is very, very important. Don't take it off the price of the house. It feels good, but it doesn't do as much for you. It'll give you a higher and better use of your money and more bang for your buck. The sold price will show as $500,000, therefore keeping the comparables strong in the area, keeping the values and the equity up where you're buying and where other people are living. If you found this video useful or helpful, do me a favor, like it, share it, subscribe. If you want to, feel free to leave a comment below. We will promise to get back to you. And if you want to set up a consultation with me just to chat, email us, call us, text. We're always here to help. We appreciate you. Until next time, stay tuned.